Welcome back to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video. We are talking all about discipline. How can you embody more discipline? How can you have more discipline in your life? And yeah, all the takeaways. I've just read the book, Discipline is Destiny. Transparently, there are 24 pages left for me to read, but I was due to record a podcast. And I just wanted to really talk about this topic because it's been really, really empowering for me. It's been changing my life. It's been helping me so many ways. By Ryan Holiday, go check out his stuff. I really highly recommend his content. I'm a big fan. I've been consuming it heavily for about a month, and it's really, really empowering me. Guys, before I do get into the takeaways and how you can literally become more disciplined, create a better quality of life, become a better man, a better woman, a better human being, please, if I can ask a huge favor and you guys like the video, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. It just helps me reach more people, helps with the algorithm, and it just really does mean a lot. If you get value from it by the end of this video, if you could again comment down below or maybe share it with a friend, I would really appreciate that. Without further ado, let's rock and roll. The book is called Discipline is Destiny. I'm just going to hold it up in front of the camera if you guys want to have a look-see at it. Fantastic book. It is really, really awesome. It's about Stoic philosophies around how we can apply the thinking of the Stoics into our day-to-day lives, from a leadership, from a parenting, from a life, from a human being perspective, and it's really, really powerful. Now, an example that he shares, I think in the very first chapter, it's the example of Hercules. And if you're not familiar with Hercules, I think a demigod or one of the Greek gods. And he uses this story where he came to a moment in his life where he came to a crossroads. And on one option A, or if he was to take the first option, there was this beautiful goddess that was luring him towards her. And she was offering him all the pleasures in life, all the food, all the sex, all the wealth, all the pleasures that life has to offer. But ultimately, it would lead to weakness. It would lead to him getting weaker. It would lead to him not reaching his full greatness and his full strength and his full potential. And then option B, the second option that he came to of the crossroads, was a life full of challenge, a life full of problems, a life full of work, a life full of determination, a life full of follow through, but would ultimately lead to him reaching his full potential and him becoming, I guess, the name that we know of today, of who he is today. And I guess thankfully for his legacy and for who he was and who he is, he took the harder option. And I guess that analogy or that story right there is what we do every single day. Every single day, we come to those crossroads where we have a decision whether to take the easy option, which short-term gives us pleasure and is more comfortable and allows us to hit the snooze button and stay underneath the covers and stay warm in bed, versus getting up, going and doing some exercise, doing some journaling, doing the work to start your day. We constantly have those crossroads throughout our day, whether it's the conversation that you're avoiding, whether it's not going to the gym, whether it's not eating the right food, eating fast food, ordering Uber Eats, being lazy, watching TV versus working on your business, whatever it may be. We are constantly having those micro crossroads in our life, and by constantly choosing the path of pleasure, the path of temptation, then we are ultimately giving up our destiny. And that's where the book comes from, Discipline is Destiny. By applying discipline to your life and constantly choosing to do hard things, you are choosing to strengthen yourself. A body that is not challenged, a body that is not pushed, a body that is not used, it weakens, it decays. But a mind and body that is challenged, is pushed to its limits, it's a body and mind that gets stronger. It strengthens. And that's the whole mindset I've really taken out of this book is I'll share more practical examples from it, but really looking at my life and being conscious of what are those decisions that I'm making throughout the day? Where am I taking the easier option? If I'm at the gym and I'm training at the gym, am I slacking off before I finish my set? Am I really giving it my best? That's one of the points I'm going to get through. Am I really moving towards discomfort? Am I really doing things that are hard? Am I really trying to be the best version of myself and reach my full potential? So that's a beautiful story that he uses the book to start the book. So one of the quotes that he uses towards the end of the book from Marcus Aurelius, and he's an incredible, one of the most well-known, I guess, leaders of history, and a very, I guess, well-known Stoic, if that's the title that he goes by. But he has this quote about what does discipline mean? And this quote, even though it's only 2 words, or if you were to refine it down to 2 words of what discipline really is, it's unrestricted moderation. It's having the option to enjoy the luxuries. It's having the options to indulge, but consciously choosing not to. And if you can really sink into that, it's having the option to go out and get drunk and drink. It's having the option to eat the bad food. It's having the option to hit the snooze button. It's having the option to be unfaithful to your partner. It's having the option of doing the things that are leading you towards temptation and consciously choosing not to. That is what discipline is at its core, and that is something that I'm learning to embody more and more into my life. Is yes, we can all take the path of least resistance. We can all move towards temptation, whether it's another Netflix episode, whether it's another piece of chocolate, whether it's another snooze hit, whether it's another, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever that temptation that you're moving towards, whatever that luxury or that indulgement that you're indulging in, it's consciously choosing to do it within moderation. And I'm not saying never have fun, never have pleasures, never enjoy the fruits of your labor, and never enjoy the joys of life, but it's having it within moderation. It's having it within, I guess, a fair and equitable exchange that is going to help you move towards the life that you're wanting to live. So that's another takeaway. I've got a lot of takeaways from this book. So if I was to help someone with discipline, if for someone wondering, how do I increase my discipline? How do I become more disciplined? What I would highly recommend for you is get clear on your vision. What's the vision for your life? And there's a bit of a process I go through with people. We do values first, we do purpose first, we do mission first, and then we do vision. But once you're clear on your vision, the vision for your life, what means the most to you, what inspires you, what wakes you up, what gets you going, what energizes you, what gets you excited and inspired. Once you're clear on that, then it's just working out, okay, what do I need to do to get there? What discipline do I need to have? What do I need to do? What do I not need to do to help me fulfill that vision? So that's what I'd first start with you. So without going through the full process of values, purpose, mission, vision, which I'm happy to do with you if you're interested in working with me, but if I was just to give you a short version of it now, get pen and paper and just write down, what does your life look like in the next 10 years, 5 to 10 years, if everything was to go the way that you want it to go? What would your health look like? Your finances look like? Your business look like? Your relationship look like? Your health look like? Your friendships, your family, your parenting, your kids? What does your whole life look like in detail, to the point where you feel inspired just reading it? You got to get to that level. Get clear on your vision, and then you can start to work backwards. Okay, is this decision, is this crossroad of taking temptation, is that leading me towards my vision? And those answers will be very obvious for you, and you can just start applying that through all moments of your life. So I'm going to speak a little bit, not speak faster, but I'll move a little bit faster because I've got about another 10 or 12 points to go through. So just some of the takeaways I've taken a lot from this book is avoid temptation. Temptation is the lady in the red dress from The Matrix. It's taking you away from your vision, it's distracting you, and it's ultimately weakening you. You want to constantly do hard things. You want to constantly push yourself and challenge yourself, because when you don't, you weaken. Think of the people who give into too much luxuries and give into too much pleasure, who eat all the bad food, who make excuses of not going and looking after their health, who just watch endless amounts of TV and just get drunk and become a zombie of pleasuring themselves too much with temptation, whether it's sex, whether it's porn, whether it's food, whether it's staying in bed, whether it's TV, whether it's drugs. Those people end up being those emotionally broken and weak people. Again, moderation is key. There's nothing wrong with indulging in the fruits of life and the joys of life, but you want to constantly be pushing towards pain, looking to do what's challenging, looking to do what's hard, because it ultimately makes us stronger. Don't take The praise was another takeaway that I took. So do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Doing what is right is the prize. It is the reward. Doing it to get the praise, doing it to get the congratulations, doing it to get the award, getting it to get the title is just leading or feeding into ego. And ego is another topic. I've done podcasts on ego, but do it because it's the right thing to do. Do it because it's what your intuition tells you to do. Do it because of who you are. Not to get the praise, not to get the accolades, that's nice to get. It's nothing wrong with getting a congratulations, you did so well, here's an award, here's an achievement, here's a title, here's a trophy. Nothing wrong with that. But that's not the reason we show up. That's not the reason we do what we do. We do the right thing because it's the right thing. We do what's hard because it makes us stronger. We don't do it to get an award. We don't do it to get an achievement. We don't get it to get applause from others. We do it because it's the right thing to do. So that was a huge takeaway from me. Don't do it for the power. We get so corrupt. We get so caught up on power, doing it for political reasons. From, if you look across history of all the wars and all the empires that were built and demised, the people that got drunk for power or are needy of power, they don't have power. Power has them because they're so caught up with power, controlling people, having the ability to do whatever they want to do with the unlimited resources that they've got. That in itself is eating away who you are. That's the crossroads of temptation. Power in itself is the ultimate temptation. Yes, it's about doing well and doing the right thing. And if a natural consequence, you have more power, whether it's from a political sense or from a leadership sense or from an influence sense, beautiful, that's amazing. But you're not doing it for that reason. You're doing it because it's the right thing to do. And if power comes along with it, then beautiful. Do it for do with that power what the right thing is to do. When you get power, you just get more responsibilities to do what is right. Great Spider-Man quote, right? With more responsibility comes great power. Sorry, with great power comes great responsibility. So that is, in its essence, is really what I got out of there. So yes, it's okay to have power because you've done the right thing and you're doing it for the right reasons. But because you have it, it doesn't make you better than anyone else. It doesn't make you stronger or better human being than anyone else. It's just a consequence of doing what you do well and doing what is right for humanity. So some awesome little takeaways I love. There's a story about a woman who writes a book. She's a single mother. She's working jobs to look after her family and look after her life. And she attacks the dawn is the takeaway. That 1 hour in the morning, before the traffic, before the bills, before work, before the kids, before the chaos of life, the meetings, the emails, everything. Make that hour the dawn, the hour when it's silent, when you've got peace, when you've got time to really push things forward. Take advantage of it. This woman, I forget the woman's name that is in the book, but this woman, single mother, working jobs. She was an author. She was a writer. And for that 1 hour, she just made it her own. She attacked the dawn. She made that hour hers. And she became an incredible, successful author from doing so. So for you, attack that hour. Make that hour yours before all the chaos of your life starts or the day starts. Really attack it. Make it your own. Clean up your desk. Pretty simple one. Clean up your desk. A sloppy desk leads to sloppy work. So really clean up your desk, take high standards, be disciplined with your workspace. Pretty simple one. Slow down. Learning to slow down. Slow down to go faster. Learning discipline. Some people think discipline is hustle, 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 work, 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 grind, grind, grind. And yes, that's a part of discipline too. Discipline has its polarities. Discipline has has its different sides and its different forms. And a form of discipline is learning to slow down, learning to recharge your batteries. There's learning to have discipline with your sleep. What does your discipline look like for your sleep? What time are you getting to sleep? The quality of sleep that you're getting. There's the numerous amount of research around the impact of quality sleep and how it affects your mood, your mindset, your productivity, your emotions, your recovery, all the above. So discipline around slowing down and discipline around getting quality sleep. Another great takeaway that I got from the book. Do the hard things first. This one has been probably the most implementable one that I've been doing. So every day when I'm attacking the dawn, when I'm taking advantage of that first hour, is I'm doing the hard thing first. So what's the hardest thing that I'm doing that I've always been putting off, that I don't want to do, that it's the one that you procrastinate the most on, you make excuses, you hesitate on the most. What is that hard thing in your day? Whether it's your emails, whether it's filming a video, whether it's making the cold calls, whether it's building a product, whatever it may be. What's the hard thing that you've been avoiding? Do that first. Implement that first. Attack that first so you can move those big blocks forward, because then everything after that's just bonus, right? You've already done the hardest thing in the day. You've done it. You've ticked it off. You've attacked your day with a clean desk because you've had great sleep, you've set boundaries, and now you can get the big hard work done first, and then all the rest of it's just gravy, and bonuses for the rest of your day. Set boundaries, I just kind of mentioned that, but set boundaries for yourself. Having discipline means having boundaries for yourself, not allowing people to eat into time that's yours, or that is allocated for your training, or allocated for your health, or allocated for your kids, or allocated for your business. So make sure you really set boundaries on that. A really practical way to do that: get your calendar, get a Google Calendar, it's free, or just some form of calendar, and start using it. So then when people say, hey, look, can we catch up? Can we do this? Can we do this? Instead of just saying yes and people pleasing and just putting everyone else's needs ahead of your own and therefore taken away from your own needs, is you say, beautiful, let me check my calendar. Let me get back to you. What time? Look, I've got times, I'm busy here, here, and here, but I've got time slots here and here. Which one works best for you? Let's time it up. Let's make it work for both of us. So set boundaries, use the calendar. Really, really good. Another takeaway is when you fail, get back up, because it is inevitable that we're going to fail. And people have generally a perception that failure is a bad thing. Failure is how you grow and learn the most. Yes, you can learn from other people. You can learn from reading books. You can learn from listening to this great podcast that you're listening to right now, that you've subscribed to and you've liked the video below. But the most amount of growth you're going to have is when you fail. And the quicker you can learn from your failures and get back up, that requires discipline. Instead of throwing in the towel, giving up, and whatever it may be, it's just accepting that failure is a part of the journey. And it's inevitable. You cannot avoid it. So it's just owning that, embodying that, and then living to that. So just learn to get back up from your failures. Endure the unendurable. There's great stories from beautiful leaders, from athletes. There's one athlete in particular, I do forget his name, I can't pronounce it. It's Greg something, this baseball player. He played like 2,200 and something innings in a row in his career, and he went through injuries, he went through illnesses, he went through all the ups and downs. He had all this travel included, personal life included. He had all of these things happening, and he just showed up. He endured the pain. He endured the long days. He endured all the things that come along with doing what he did, being an athlete, being a baseball player. He just endured that. So for whatever you're doing in your life, whether it's training, whether it's your business, whether it's parenting, whether it's being a great partner, is learn to endure the unendurable. Learn to put up with pain. Learn to have grit. Learn to push through even when it gets challenging, because that in itself takes great discipline. Second last step, show up. That is so simple. It's so simple most people don't do it. Is show up every single day. Even if you're at 40% for the day because you've just got things happening, you've got things happening in your personal life, your professional life, your relationship life, and you're at 40%, if you give 40% that day, that's actually 100%. So just show up. Show up consistently. Show up every day. And then the last step, which actually ties into that, is do your best. Too few of us can honestly say that you gave your best. Not every day. Not everyone does. There's not a single person in history that can say they gave their best every single day, every single minute, every single second. But it's that constant challenge of doing the hard things, of doing your best, from your workout, from the time with your kids, from your business, to the sales calls, to the filming of this video that I'm doing right now. My focus is to do my best. And I'm constantly working towards my best. And that in itself, again, takes great discipline. Those are my takeaways. There's more in there, but I just gave, I guess, a lot of the ones that I've really taken away from it. Let's just do rapid fire. Is remember Hercules, he came to that crossroad. One is temptation and pleasure and luxuries, but leads to weakness. The other, challenge, pain, problems, work, leads to greatness. Get clear on your vision, really clear on your vision. Where are you going? Why are you getting there? Why is it meaningful for you to get there? Avoid temptation, avoid pleasures, do the hard things. Don't do it for the praise. Do it because it's the right thing to do. Don't do it for power. Do because it's the right thing to do, and then power can come along with that as a natural consequence of doing the right thing. Do hard things naturally, from your training to the tough conversations, to the work, to the business, whatever it may be. Do hard things. Attack the dawn. Take advantage of that hour before the day starts, before the traffic, before the bills, before the kids. Take advantage of that hour. Make it your own. Clean up your desk. Have a great, clean working environment. Sloppy working environments lead to sloppy work. Slow down. Learn to recharge. Learn to get good sleep. Take the advantage of slowing down so you can go fast. Do the hard things first. So whatever's hardest for you, do that first. Set boundaries. Schedule it in. Use a calendar. Hey, look, I'd love to catch up with you. Just let me check my calendar first to make sure I got the time. Use a calendar, set boundaries. Learn to fail and get back up. You're going to fail. That's inevitable. Learn to get back up. Endure the unendurable. Show up. So simple, most people don't do it. Show up. And always do your best. Always strive to do your best. Strive for your own greatness. Those are my takeaways. That's how I'm improving my discipline. I'd love to know from you, what's your biggest takeaway from this video? Whack it down below. Which one resonated most with you? Which one are you going to start doing the most or implement into your life? If you got value, guys, if you haven't already, please like the video. Please share the video. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. There are links for free strategy calls if you want to work on yourself, you want to invest in yourself, and you're aligned with me and you want to work together. Check it out. Have a beautiful day. I appreciate and love you guys. Speak to you soon. Bye.